Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now let's start. India has lifted the ban of which commodity that was contracted by the importers of Bangladesh. So this commodity is onion. Now DGFT has recently lifted the ban of onion supplies for Bangladesh. Now, first thing first, under which law this ban was enacted? So this ban on the export of onion was applied because of Foreign Trade Act of 1992. Now coming back to DGFT, DGFT is under Commerce Ministry, and under Commerce Ministry there are two departments. One is DPIIT and second is Department of Commerce. This DGFT is responsible for the administration of foreign trade and for the foreign investment in our country. Next question is, which social media giant launched a new tool, Business Suite, to help small businesses? So this is an initiative by Facebook. Name of the initiative is Business Suite. Who are the target beneficiaries of this initiative? Small businesses. Now, recently Facebook was also in news because of its investment in Jio. Facebook was also in news as recently it collaborated with Ray-Ban, and Facebook and Ray-Ban are going to develop new smart glasses. Facebook was also in news as recently it partnered with CBSE to provide free training courses on digital safety. Next question is, which bill is passed in Rajya Sabha to bring a new law that punishes those who attack the health workers or doctors? So this bill is Epidemic Diseases Amendment Bill of 2020. Recently, this bill was passed. Now, those who are going to attack health workers or doctors, stringent punishment will be given to such individuals, and it provides for up to 5 years in the jail for the act. Next question is, as per IBC, that is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Bill 2020, what is the deadline from March 25 for which CIRP will not be initiated? First, what is CIRP? It is Corporate Insolvency Resolution Process. So this resolution process, that means Corporate Insolvency Resolution Process, will not be initiated. Why it will not be initiated? Because of coronavirus, a lot of corporates are not able to pay the money on time. Therefore, in order to avoid insolvency situations in this difficult time, the government has announced that for 6 months from 25th of March 2020, the CIRP process will not be initiated. The government may further extend it. Now, it is important to note that recently, government also constituted Swami Fund. And how the Swami Fund and IBC are connected? See, Swami Fund has been created for stalled housing projects. Those housing projects which have been declared as NPA and which are pending before NCLT under this IBC. Now, what is NPA? It is non-performing asset. What is NCLT? It is National Company Law Tribunal. What is IBC? It is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. And what is Swami Fund? It is a fund for stalled housing projects, and the full form of Swami Fund is Special Window for Completion of Affordable and Mid-Income Housing. Next question is, which organization has constituted a task force to look into the guidelines for vegan food in the country? So, this task force has been constituted by FSSAI, that is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Now, it is important to note that this FSSAI is under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The headquarters of FSSAI is in New Delhi, and as of now, Rita Tewatia is the chairperson of FSSAI and Arun Singhal is the CEO of FSSAI. Recently, Health Ministry was in news as Dr. Harshvardhan, who is our Health Minister, was appointed as the chairperson of WHO Executive Board. Next question is, as per the report by WPP, PLC and Kantar, which is India's most valuable brand? So, it is HDFC Bank, and HDFC Bank is followed by LIC. Now, recently HDFC Bank was also in news as 3 banks were declared DSIB, that is Domestic Systematically Important Banks. So these 3 banks are HDFC, ICICI and SBI. Now, what is the meaning of this term? SIB, that are systematically important banks. It means these banks are very crucial for economy and they are too big to fail. And if they will be fail, then they will have impact on entire economy. So in simplest term, they are too much important. Like for a team, some players are very, very important. They are the backbone of that team. So similarly, they are the backbone. That means these banks are the backbone of our economic system. So these three banks are domestic systematically important bank. Now, at global level, we have global SIB. At Indian level, we have DSIB, that is domestic systematically important banks. And at global level, these banks are identified by BCBS. What is BCBS? It is Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. At domestic level, they are identified by Central Bank and it is RBI in our case. Recently, SDFC Bank was also in news as the MD of SDFC Bank, Aditya Puri, was conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award by Euromoney. Next question is, how many Indian beaches have been recommended by Environment Ministry for Blue Flag tag? So these are 8 beaches and these are Golden Beach of Odisha, Radhanagar Beach of Andaman Island, Rusikonda Beach of Andhra Pradesh, Kappad in Kerala, Kasaragod and Puddubidri in Karnataka, Ghogla in Diu and Sivrajpur in Gujarat. So these 8 beaches have been recommended by Environment Ministry for this Blue Flag tag, and this tag is given by FEE. What is FEE? It is Foundation for Environmental Education. So please note that it is a non-governmental, non-for-profit organization and its headquarters is in Copenhagen in Denmark. Now India also started its similar initiative, that means a initiative like Blue Flag tag, and the name of this initiative is BEAMS. So what is BEAMS? It is Beach Environment and Aesthetic Management Services. Next question is, on which date the International Equal Pay Day is observed? So it is on 18th of September. 18th of September was celebrated for the first time as International Equal Pay Day. On the other hand, this year, 19th of September was celebrated as International Coastal Cleanup Day. Actually, this is celebrated on the 3rd Saturday of September month. So this year, it was on 19th of September. And the theme was achieving a trash-free coastline. Now, the month of September is celebrated as Poshan Mah, that is Poshan month. Apart from that, the 21st of September was celebrated as International Day of Peace and the theme was Shaping Peace Together. In addition to that, 21st of September was also observed as World Alzheimer Day. Now coming back to this Poshan month, so this is a part of Poshan Abhiyan, and recently MOU was signed between WCD, that is Ministry of Women and Child Development, along with Ayush Ministry. Why this MOU was signed? This MOU was signed to control the malnutrition as a part of this Poshan Abhiyan. Next question is, which country has recently amended its procurement rules focusing on the reciprocal participation? So this has been announced by India. Now what exactly is this reciprocal participation? Suppose there are 2 countries, China and India. Now if China does not allow Indian companies in certain sector, India will not allow Chinese company in those sectors in government procurement. This is what is reciprocal participation. So recently, India has announced that entities of countries which do not allow Indian companies to participate in their government procurement will not be allowed to participate in procurement by Government of India. And this has been notified by DPIIT. This DPIIT is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So right now this department is responsible for both internal as well as for external trade, and this is under Commerce Ministry. Now recently this DPIIT was also in news because of BRAP, that is Business Reform Action Plan, and recently the 4th edition was launched. And as per the BRAP ranking, Andhra Pradesh is on top position, and this ranking was conducted by DPIIT. Next question is, which Indian youngster has been selected for UN 2020 cohort of Young Leaders for Sustainable Development Goals? So, Mr. Udit Singhal has been selected for this specific purpose. Actually, he is the founder of Glass to Sand, and this organization is a zero waste ecosystem, and the objective is to address the problem of glass waste in Delhi. And that is why, because of its work, he has been selected. Now, coming back to SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. So these are total 17 goals. These are no poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education, gender equality, drinking water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities in the society, sustainable cities, responsible consumption, climate action, LBW, that is life below water and life on land, and then peace, justice and strong institutions. And then 17th is partnership for all these goals. So these are 17 goals. These are sustainable development goals. Recently, Mexico issued world's first sovereign bond linked to United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. Now, please read about bond and debenture. What is the difference between bond and debenture? And please read about debt versus equity. Next question is, which state or union territory has launched a new land document registration system? And the name of this system is NGDRS. So, it has been launched by Jammu and Kashmir. Recently, Jammu and Kashmir was in news as Mr. Manoj Sinha was appointed as new LG of Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir was also in news because of Sparrow Initiative. It was also in news because of Back to Village program. Next question is, which institution has directed all private and government schools in Delhi to provide gadgets and internet packages to the poor students? So this was directed by Delhi High Court, and Delhi High Court directed the Delhi government to make sure that all the private and government school, including Kendriya Vidyalaya, provide gadgets and internet packages to the poor students so that they can attend the online classes. Now, recently Delhi was also in news because of its electric vehicle policy. Apart from that, recently India's first public electric vehicle charging plaza was launched in Delhi at Chelmsford Club. In addition to that, Delhi was also in news because of its Healthy Body, Healthy Mind campaign. Next question is, which country has introduced penalties for companies in its unreliable entity list? So this new list is related to China. That means China is going to make a list of companies which it considers as unreliable. So those companies will be punished by Chinese government. That means China is going to discriminate against such companies. Now recently China was also in news because of Global Manufacturing Risk Index. As per this index, China is on top position, India is on third position. Apart from that, recently FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, released Global Forest Resource Assessment. As per this report, China is on top position in terms of maximum average annual net gain in forest area. China is on top position, India is on third position. FAO is Food and Agriculture Organization, headquarters is in Rome in Italy. Recently, FAO was also in news as the 35th Asia Pacific Regional Conference of FAO was organized, and this was organized under the presidency of Bhutan, while the 36th will be organized under the presidency of Bangladesh. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news. Feel free to skip it if you do not like the format, but make sure you cover these events from some other shows. So first news is India's first CRISPR COVID-19 test, and recently DCGI, that is Drugs Controller General of India, approved this commercial launch of India's first CRISPR COVID-19 test, and the name is Feluda, and this has been launched by Tata Group. So this is a CRISPR COVID test by Tata Group and its name is Feluda. Next is Sub-Lieutenant Kumudini Tyagi and Sub-Lieutenant Riti Singh. These two were in news recently. Why they were in news? Because these are the two women officers who has been selected to join as observers in the helicopter stream of Indian Navy. So these are going to be airborne tacticians in the helicopter stream of Indian Navy, and this is for first time that such thing has happened in our country, and that's why it is important. Next is Nepal. So recently Nepal was in news as it has decided to resume its passenger railway service after a suspension of 7 years. Next is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So she passed away recently, and she was the judge of US Supreme Court, and she was regarded as the champion of women's rights, and that's why it is important. Next is Billie Jean King Cup. So recently ITF, that is International Tennis Federation, renamed Fed Cup as Billie Jean King Cup. Next is Claude RP. So he is a French-born author. Recently he was in news because of his book, and the title of the book is The End of an Era, India Exits Tibet. So this is a book by him, and he is a French-born author. Next is SBI. So recently SBI was in news as it introduced OTP-based cash withdrawal for 10,000 or above. Next is JSW Paints. So recently JSW Paints appointed Alia Bhatt and Ayushmann Khurrana as new brand ambassadors. Next is Swachhta Cafe. So recently this cafe was started in Himachal Pradesh, and this was started in the Solan district of Himachal Pradesh. Next is Hindustan Organic Chemicals Limited. So this is a PSU under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Why it was in news? Because recently it was granted BIS certification. What is BIS? It is Bureau of Indian Standards. Next is first all-women delivery station in Gujarat. So recently Amazon launched first all-women delivery station in Gujarat. Please note that this is the first such station in Gujarat. Overall, the first all-women delivery station in India was started by Amazon in Tamil Nadu in Chennai, and this one has been started in Gujarat in Kadi Township. Next is SIP in fixed income. So this is a campaign to spread awareness about the mutual fund, and this has been launched by IDFC Mutual Fund. Now please read about mutual fund. How is it different from venture capital, and how is it different from angel investors? Next is emerging entrepreneurs business. So this is a new vertical that has been launched by Bandhan Bank, and this is to be headed by Kumar Ashish. Next is H.D. Devegowda. So former Prime Minister Mr. H.D. Devegowda took oath as a member of Rajya Sabha from Karnataka. Now he is associated to JDS, that is Janata Dal Secular, and this is the first time that a JDS leader has become a member of the upper house since 1996. Next is Committee on Land Leasing. So recently government decided to constitute this committee, and this committee is to be headed by Secretary of the Department of Land Resources, and this department is under MORD, that is Ministry of Rural Development. Now this is a committee for regularization of land leasing in the agriculture sector. Now answer in comment box, who is the Secretary of Department of Land Resources as of now? Next is India's external debt. So recently a report was released, and the title of that report is India's External Debt, a Status Report. So as per this report, India's total external debt increased 2.8%, and it is $558.5 billion. Now in case of external debt, there are few important points. First, the non-sovereign debt is greater than sovereign. Sovereign means debt by the government, non-sovereign means by private entities. Second is our long-term debt is greater than short-term debt. Third is ECB, that is external commercial borrowing, is the major component in our external debt. And fourth is dollar denominated debt is the maximum. Next is Mahatirath Bhumi and Mahapunya Bhumi. So these are two initiatives started by West Bengal government for mapping of religious sites. That means the mapping of temples, mosques and churches will be done under these initiatives. Next is Anil Damshana. So former R&AW chief has been appointed as the new chief of NTRO. What is R&AW? It is Research and Analysis Wing. What is NTRO? It is National Technical Research Organization. So these were the most important events of today's video. Thank you.